hope you enjoyed that intro video. Today I'm going to show you how to play and get the guitar tone for Lunch by Billie Eilish. There's basically 2 guitar parts through the entirety of the song, so I'm going to break down both guitar parts and then it'll be up to you to pick and choose what you want to play at any given time, but I want to give you all the parts, all the information, so you know how to play it all. So the first guitar, I'm going to call it EG1 for the sake of this video, and if you go down in the description and download the tabs, it'll also be called EG1. This is basically kind of the more rhythm guitar part, but it sounds like this. So kind of that bouncy, finger-picked rhythm through the bulk of the song. And it does have a different part at the ending when there's all those guitars playing the same thing, but for 90% of the song, it's going to be that. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down. To get the tone for this, I'm using a Fender Telecaster Deluxe, which is just humbuckers. So anything you have that has humbuckers, you're going to want to use it on the neck to get kind of that warm, round, fat sound. And I am finger picking for the bulk of this, so just bouncing between thumb and index, but however you want to approach that is up to you. For all the guitar tones in this video, I'm using my Line 6 Helix floor. For this patch in particular, I'm using a little bit of compression into a Dr. Z style amp that's set right on the edge of breakup. Other than that, I'm just using a little bit of slapback delay and a lot of spring reverb. So you really want that big, kind of splashy reverb sound, but you don't want it to overtake the guitar. So just setting the mix so it's there enough, but not getting in the way of your playing. Here's my clean tone without any effects. Here's the slap. So it's really subtle, just gives it a little bit of little interest there. And it's a really dark, it's a Bucket Brigade style, so like that old Boss DM2 sound is kind of the delay sound you want. And then a lot of spring reverb. So it has that splashy brightness plus the dark slapback delay. It makes a nice round sound. As far as the parts, they all play this bouncy rhythm. So you're going to hit on beat 1 of each measure, you're going to hit the root of the chord, and then you're going to bounce on all the upbeats, you're going to bounce on a high note. And it basically follows that pattern through the whole part. So the first chord is just an octave on E. It's an E minor chord technically, but the guitar in the recording just plays octaves. So you're going to play the low octave, A string 7th fret, and the high octave, G string 9th fret. So you go 1 and. And one pro tip I like on this, it kind of makes the amp break up a little bit, which is what the original guitar does, is the very first low note, you're going to hold it until your high note's done. So instead of going short, short, you're going to go, and they're both going to be in there for a second, and that makes the amp break up and gives it kind of that little bit of character and vibe to it. From there, you're going to go to a B minor shape. So you're going to do E string 7th fret down to G string 7th fret. The 4th time, after the B minor, you're going to move down to an A shape. So think of like an A bar chord, but you're just playing the E string 5th fret, G string 6th fret. And that's also for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to move your whole hand down 2 frets down to a G shape. So that's going to be E string 3rd fret, G string 4th fret. You're going to do this for 2 beats. And you're going to move down again to an F minor shape, which is E string 2nd fret, G string 2nd fret. And just do that for 2 beats. So basically, you've got 3 of these. Once you do that 3 times, then you move down to the A for 4 beats. Down to the G, down to the F sharp. So I'm going to play that really slowly so you can follow along if you want to, or just see it all put together. Second time. 3rd time. After this, we're moving down to A, then G, then F sharp. That's basically gonna go on and off throughout the whole song. I'd recommend listening to the original to hear exactly where it comes in, because in my demo, I just did a quick 1 minute, here's all the sections of the song. So go listen to the original and figure out exactly where that comes in and out. But that's that part. If you hear it, it's panned on the left in the original mix. The only other part this guitar plays is right at the end, kind of breaks down, and the bass guitar switches to this like grimy synth bass, and all the guitars do this. So that's kind of that ending, like everybody in unison part. Basically, to play that, your tone can stay the same. This guitar plays the higher octave, same kind of tone. You're gonna start 7th fret of the A string. Then you're gonna go to D string, 7 to 9. Then you're gonna go A string, 9 back down to 7. Then you're gonna do this little riff thing right here where you're gonna go D string 7 to 9 to G string 7. So I'll play that slowly. So after you do that, there's this other little like rock and roll, sounds like rock and roll riff. You're gonna start on the G string 7th fret and hammer on to the 9th fret and pull off. So one of those. And then after that, you're gonna hit D string 9th fret. So you're gonna go and then land again on the G string 7th fret. So all together. Repeat that. Then you're gonna hit this one more time. Then you're gonna go G string 7 to 6 to D string 7. So then you're gonna slide everything up 2 frets and go G string 9, D string 9. So I'm gonna play that slowly all together. So that is all of EG1. Okay, EG2. You may have noticed my guitar is no longer black, it's now pink. I've switched to a regular Telecaster, and we're gonna use the bridge pickup for most of this. So if you don't have a Telecaster, whatever you have, just put it on the bridge pickup, whether it's a Strat or a Tele or a Les Paul, you want that kind of bright, like Western cut kind of thing. All of the tones for this start off with a bit of compression into a Fender Princeton style amp. And then from there, I have different time-based effects that I'll mention for each section. So the first guitar part, you can usually hear it in the verses. It's panned on the right in the original mix. It sounds like this. So I'm gonna break that down for you. As far as effects for this one, I'm just using a big spring reverb, and this particular spring reverb is modulated. So when you hit a note, it kind of bends and warbles, and it's not just a straight vintage style spring reverb, it's more of like a modern, weird spring reverb. And that just gives it that nice kind of texture and vibe that you'd expect from this type of song. So you start off with the open E, and then you're gonna do some palm muted hits. You're gonna go 5 to 7. And then 5 on the A string and land on 7 on the E string. So then you're gonna go back to the low E, but it hits on the and of 4. So you might be tempted to, 1, 2, 3, 4, but that one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So just listen to that timing. It's a little weird. It took me a minute to get it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So that repeats twice. You're gonna do that twice. And then at the end of the second time, you're gonna do this little, so that is A string 5 to A string 7. Little hammer on, back to 5, back to open E on the end of 4. So I'll play all that really slow. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. So from there, you do it one more time. Then you're gonna hit 5 and slide it down, and then grab your pinky on the 5th fret A string. Then you're gonna hit A string 7th fret, slide down to E string 3rd fret. And that's it for that part. Also, if you're enjoying this, please do me a huge favor and hit subscribe. This will let me send you more helpful videos as they come out. From there, we're going to basically the main like chorus washy sound. It's like this really high. Same effects as before, but I added a quarter note tape delay and a big plate. So let me grab my headphones and I'll show you what each of these sounds like. So I should have done this earlier, but this is a completely clean tone on this. Just good old like Telly and Fender. Here's the spring reverb that I had on both the first guitar part and this guitar part we're about to do. Here it kind of bend. And then I add this quarter note tape delay. So that would be for the high. Lots of wow and flutter. If you have a wow and flutter or a mod setting for your delay, put that on to give it more texture. And then I also added this plate reverb. Just kind of a big washy plate. So with all three of those, you get this big tail. Huge tail. The spring is bendy, the plate's doing plate stuff, and the delay has the warble on it. Really cool tone. So you're gonna do like a big dramatic rake here. The voicing for this is G string 9th fret, B string 8th fret, and E string 10th fret. And you might have seen in the intro, I bent my neck down a little bit. That just gives it a bit of a bend. Be careful with that. You definitely don't want to like pull your neck off. After that, you're going to move your pinky from the 10th fret, either down to the 9th fret, or you can use your ring finger on the 9th fret, E string. You're just changing that top note. So you're going to hit this for 8 beats. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Down a half step. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to hit this B minor shape. It is G, B, and E just on the 7th fret. So 3 voicings. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, down. Back up to the first voicing. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Then you're gonna hit basically an A bar chord, but I left off the root. And then move that down to G. From there, we're on to that ending part, like the unison guitar riff part. And I've turned off all the time-based effects and added a fuzz. So basically you're left with this. And the rhythm and the part is going to be the same as the EG1 part, but just down the octave. So I'll walk you through those notes and stuff. You're going to start with the open E, and then go 5th fret to 7th fret, then 2nd fret to open. Then you're going to do E string 5, 7 to A string 5, back to E string 7. Then you're gonna do that same little, so that's A string 5 to 7, back to 5, then you land on E string 7. Back to A string 5. I know that's a lot, so I'll have the tab both up here and available to download in the description below. Okay, from there, so we just did this riff. Then you're gonna do that little ending, like half step walk down. You're gonna go A string 5 to 4 to E string 5. Do that twice. So it starts technically on that E string 7th fret, and then you're gonna walk down 5 to 4. Do that twice, and then end on 7th fret A string, 7th fret E string. So let me just turn off the fuzz. I'll play this really slowly. That's basically it. The only other note in that ending is there's actually 3 guitars. So there's the EG1 basically on the left playing, the octave up clean. There's that kind of Western, spaghetti Western guitar on the right that's also doing it low, but it's clean and reverby. And then there's a third guitar, like the fuzz guitar, that doubles that low line panned right in the center. So if you're the only guitar player playing this, just pick, I'd recommend the fuzz part because that cuts the most, but pick whatever you're feeling. I just want to inform you of all the guitar options there are in this song and save any of you from being like, well, actually, there's this guitar part. There's lots of guitar parts, so pick whatever you like the best or whatever you think serves the song the best and go from there. If you want any additional resources from this song, I have both my tabs and my Helix patches available down in the description, so be sure to check that out. If you want to watch another one of my guitar tutorials, I'll have one popping up for you right here. Thanks so much for watching.